Hey guys, today I'm building a gaming computer. Let's start with the main components. For the motherboard, I'm using the Asus C170AR. The chipset, I'm going with the i5 6600k. For RAM, I'm using the Corsair Dominator Platinum 16GB DDR4 at 2800mhz. For the GPU, I'm going with the PNY GTX 980 overclock. For power supply, I'm using the Thermaltake TR2 series. To cool down my CPU, I'm using the Corsair H10i GT. For operating system, I'm going with Windows 10 and it's going to be installed into this SSD Samsung Evo 850 120GB. Gaming applications will be installed into this Western Digital Blue 1TB mechanical hard drive 7200 RPM, and everything is going to be installed and fit into this case, Aero Cool 1000 mid-tower case. Let's get started, guys.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like down below, yeah! Woo!
Alright, the first thing that I do is I get the motherboard out, put it on the table right here, get the chipset in, and get the RAM. So let's take a look at that, and if you're trying to follow my steps, do it the same way that I'm doing. Most of every chipset, they have a little arrow, indicating where it's supposed to be. The motherboard has that arrow as well, as you can see right here. I'm pointing at it right now. Carefully insert it in place. When it's time to lock the CPU, a little bit of pressure is required. It feels like it's going to break, but it's not. Trust me. It's time to install my RAM, the 16GB DDR4 from Corsair Dominator. Carefully insert it one by one, just like I'm doing on this video. Boom, we are ready to go, and we are ready to take this motherboard into the case. Carefully put the backplate of the motherboard into the case. And now let's bring the motherboard. Carefully place it in place, align the screws with the motherboard and the chassis, and screw them in. Alright, it's time to get the H100i GT ready. I am not going to use the stock fans of this water cooler because they're loud and they're ugly. So I am going with the Aero Cool 140mm fans. They are silent, static pressure, and they can keep this CPU nice and cool. That is right. So the next step that I take is I mount the bracket of the water cooler to the CPU. Before I put in the radiator and the fans, I want to put in the CPU cable. To be honest with you, I have experienced this before and it's a hell of a time if you don't do it. So the first thing that I do is I put my custom sleeved cable to the 8-pin CPU header. Okay, so it's time to mount the pump into the bracket to secure it with the motherboard. Okay, and after that, I bring in the radiator and the fans. Very tight place, I have to say that. Alright, and it's time now to connect the fans to the CPU fan headers. Working with the mid-tower ATX can be very challenging to do good cable management, I have to say that. So right here for the fan exhaust, I removed the original one, the one that came with the case, because I didn't like it, and I am installing this 120mm fan. Okay, right here I'm getting my SSD ready to install it into the case. And I do the same with the hard drive. So it's time for the power supply. Connect the cables that I need and take them to the back of the case. Then screw in the power supply. And here is where the fun begins for me. Start to do cable management can be very challenging on a mid-tower ATX, but we are looking for that clean look on a computer. So that's what I do right here. I route every cable to the back of the case and I do my cable management. Alright, so here I am ready to do the first boot up. As a computer builder, this is one of the moments when your heart gets a mini heart attack. Let's see what happens. It is very suspenseful, honestly. Alright, so finally I got boot up in here. Now at this moment of the build I didn't have the graphics card, so what I went ahead and did is I installed Windows, I did the BIOS update, I installed my drivers and everything else, and the next day the graphics card came in, the customer brought it in for me. So final verdict about the boot up, it was a successful boot up. Everything loaded up the way that it's supposed to. I did my BIOS update after installing Windows and everything. And so let's go into day number 2. Alright, so it's time to install the GTX 980. This is day number 2 of the build after having Windows, drivers, BIOS update and everything installed into the computer. So it's time now for the GPU. At this point of the building process is when I install the graphics card. And start routing cables, and I have to do more cable management, that is right. Okay, so right here I am using the 24-pin extension cable, all white, from Bitfinex as well, and guys, right here I am doing more cable management. Alright, the computer is done, let's take a look how it looks.
I told you about them, what they would do, how they could hurt you, and how I know. Now you're stuck in the middle. It's time to go, so press down your pedal, girl. Let me show you, pull down the drapes, uncover them now and all their hate. Now you're stuck with them people, dishonorable, so press down your pedal, girl. Keep us floating till the end. Now we're stuck in the puddle. We drift away out from the world we know. See the horizon, our ship at bay. We may be crawling, but on our way. We're getting out of this black hole. Remarkable, we never lost our hope.
Well, that is it for today, guys. Right here you're seeing some gameplay, some frames per second, some temperatures of the graphics card as well, and some benchmarks right here. Guys, I want to say that it has been a pleasure to build this computer for this amazing customer. This is a gift, a Christmas present to Mitchell. So bro, I have to say congratulations, you have an amazing dad, he loves you so much. And I want to say that I am very proud of building this computer and being part of it, being part of a great gift anybody's dream. I'll see you guys later. If you're thinking of getting a computer done by me, don't hesitate. I am an honest guy and I will not screw you. Don't forget to visit my website. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.